I'm not feeling it.
All right, motherfuckers, it's Master Marks, and I'm coming back live with another motherfucking video. So today's video is going to be top 10 reasons why Kenny Omega is the worst champion in wrestling history. Top 10. And it's really not hard to do this, honestly. I mean, as much as I can't fucking stand Kenny Omega, I'm just going to get this top 10 over with for him today. Number 10. His mic skills. And his promos. I mean, honestly, his promos just sound like fucking phone sex. Like, his promos aren't good. His mic skills aren't good. It just sounds like, please dial 1-739-365-5536 for finger bangs. To be honest. I mean, his promo skills are just terrible. And I hate watching his promos. Like, I'd rather watch fucking paint dry on the wall than watch his promos, to be honest. Number 9, well, honestly, he looks like a fucking jobber. And he acts like a jobber. There's no reason why the heavyweight champion acts like so much of a jobber. And I mean, like, you can put the belt on Rich Swann. He's a cruiserweight, but you can put the belt on Rich Swann and at least... I can't even say that I really can't say that with a lot of guys right now. I don't know. Kenny Omega's a fucking jobber. He's always been a jobber. And I think he's just very overhyped as well. He's an overhyped jobber. Like, a jobber cruiserweight. A lot of people are going to say that's a bad opinion, and they don't like that opinion, but I honestly don't give a fuck what you think. Once again, this video is not for AEW sexuals. It is not Tony Khan approved. It is not Meltzer approved, and it's not 5-star rating approved as well. It's just my personal opinion. You don't like it, don't watch the video. Simple. The number 8 reason why Kenny Omega is the worst champion in wrestling history for me is he has zero character development. Like, what is his character? What is he supposed to be, a fucking janitor? Like, the cleaner? Clean what? What is his character development? I mean, he went from the janitor to being a Triple H cosplay with the fucking shit connected to his fucking mustache and the dye hair and the suits. He went from being a janitor to being the supervisor. Like, Kenny Omega is the goofiest champion in America. Probably, you know what? I'll say this. Kenny Omega is the goofiest champion in all history. Big Daddy V was a better champion than Kenny Omega was. That's just facts. The number 7 reason why Kenny Omega fucking sucks is because his matches have zero build-up. Zero. Like, he'll have a match that he's going to go against somebody, right? And for 3 months, they will build the match up. Not at all. Like, he's going against Hangman Page right now at Full Gear, and there's no build-up. There's no rivalry. There's no nothing. There's no promo videos. There's no contract signing. There's no standoff. There's no attack each other. There's nothing that convinces you that this is an actual match where two people who genuinely don't like each other, who have history with each other, are going against each other for one prize. There's zero build-up. And I don't know if he's in charge of his own heavyweight championship run. He needs to not be. Matter of fact, Tony Khan don't even need to be in charge of that shit, because Tony Khan fucking sucks. He's a fucking SJW nerd who has no clue how to fucking book a match or a fucking promotion or how to book a fucking event, pay-per-view. Like, where's the build-up? Where was he at? And I said this on yesterday's video. They wanted to go head-to-head with SmackDown, right? Your heavyweight champion of your brand. Why wasn't you your heavyweight champion on that brand? Why wasn't your heavyweight champion on that show? To give some credibility. That's your heavyweight champion. Or to build up the match between him and Hangman Page. Like, what was the use? What is the actual use of Kenny Omega as a champion? What has he actually done? Had a fireworks match with John, who was that with? John Moxley. Lost the Impact title to Christian Cage. Christian Cage, who there to get his bag. Like, what did he do? He's been a champion for a year, and you can't really even think of any matches that he's ever fucking had. His matches have zero build-up and no history to them. Like, it's just Kenny Omega's facing Tom, Dick, and Harry this week. Here on AEW Full Gear, Rampage Live, Dynamite. And I know you fans are going to be, oh my God, this is the greatest match that ever happened. 5-star, 10-star, 8-star, 66-star, 10,000 stars. Meltzer approved. I know you guys are going to go crazy about that shit and fucking cocksuck Kenny Omega like always. But let's be honest. His matches have zero build-up. It's almost like he's not even a champion. He just carries the belt around for Tony Khan. Number 6 reason why Kenny Omega is the worst fucking champion in wrestling history. Well, he dresses like a 40-year-old motherfucker going through a midlife crisis. And he uses too much Just For Men hair dye. Like, he looks ridiculous. He looks like his hair is painted. Like, what is his character? What is his character? What is Kenny Omega's character? Why does he dress like that? Why does he dress like a 40-year-old fucking midlife crisis dude? Or like somebody trying to still be cool and hip at 50? Like, what's wrong with the dude? I honestly think that Kenny Omega has no clue how to even fucking be a wrestler. Like, he knows how to do matches or whatever and work rate or whatever and flips and kicks and finger bangs. But character development and character build and how a champion dresses, how a champion walks, how a champion looks, he has no clue about that. No clue. Doesn't even look intimidating. Doesn't even look like a champion. Looks like a cruiserweight heavyweight champion. Like, and y'all dick suck this shit and y'all love this shit and y'all say he's the best bout machine or the best wrestler in the world or fucking Pro Wrestling Magazine's #1 wrestler when he's not. His name isn't the Tribal Chief. His name isn't Roman Reigns. He's not on the island of relevancy. He's in AEW. Cosplaying a wrestler, as always. Finger banging, as always. On to the next one, number 5. So the number 5 reason why Kenny Omega is the worst champion in wrestling history, and it's simple. His matches are fucking boring. His matches are just basically full of just spot fests and false finishes. That's the truth. His matches are fucking boring. And not to mention, he's on the most boring brand of wrestling in America, full of spot fest and false finishes. That's not old NXT. But his matches are boring. Like, there's no suspense to him. There's no build-up. There's no suspense. There's no excitement. I mean, I know AEW fucking fans get excited, but I mean, they'd be excited if they got 15 chin hairs on their fucking chin. Because they're a bunch of fucking virgin nerds. They're a bunch of fucking virgin nerds. So, I mean, that's their excitement. But yeah, his matches are boring and just full of fucking false finishes. Just boring. So boring that I can't even think of one good match. Like, okay, Roman Reigns, you think the match with his Uso cousin and how suspenseful that was and how crazy that was. Or him versus Kevin Owens when he got handcuffed and still won. Like, there are a lot of matches that Roman had that Kenny Omega can't have because Kenny Omega is a boring-ass wrestler. He's just boring. Simply boring. And I'd rather watch fucking paint dry on the wall than watch Kenny Omega. And that's me being honest. But on to number 4. So the number 4 reason why Kenny Omega is the worst champion in wrestling history, it's simple. He has been the champion for, I would say, a year. It seems like it's been a year. But the dude has had 0 classic matches. Zero. Zero classic matches. And since he's been in the US, his legacy and his skills have decreased. He was better off staying in Japan. I mean, I guess he had decent matches with Okada. But now, I mean, what classic match has Kenny Omega had since then? What classic match has he had? Leave a comment below. Let me know. I want to know. I want to know what classic match Kenny Omega had during his whole title run. I know y'all gonna cocksuck. Oh, you're just so angry. Like this guy on Twitter who always tweets me, I wish I had so much anger. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Nobody is angry. This is just facts. It's just facts. Nobody is angry. If you ask me, I mean, if I didn't watch wrestling or wasn't a wrestling fan, I wouldn't give two fucks about Kenny Omega. Because he does nothing. He's not relevant. He's relevant to AEW fans. He's relevant to indie fans. But people that are actually important in wrestling don't give a fuck about him. Do you think Undertaker give a fuck about Kenny Omega? You think Booker T give a fuck about Kenny Omega? Honestly, do you think Conan give a fuck about Kenny Omega? Really? I mean, I know he did some shit for AEW, but that's a paycheck. Do you think AJ Styles even give a fuck about Kenny Omega? Or Jericho? I mean, Jericho's there, and he probably still don't even give a shit about Kenny Omega. He knows the dude can't have no classic matches. But y'all love it, and y'all cocksuck it. And y'all probably continue to cocksuck it. The number 3 reason why Kenny Omega is the worst champion in wrestling history is simply because Don Callis is the worst talker, manager in the business. Just the presence of Paul Heyman is bigger than Don Callis. Like, Don Callis used to walk around with the little Uzi Vert diamond in the middle of his head. And you know Don Callis a little freaky deaky motherfucker, so he likes to harass women and shit. I heard some shit about him harassing Scarlett Bordeaux, trying to be a little freak. Because you know that's a wrestler's biggest downfall. Either they can't fucking cut a promo or they get caught up by trying to be a little freak all the time. Don Callis is not a good manager. And that whole 69 me Don shit, that shit is fucking weird. And also, like, for that to come out of your champion's mouth, that makes your champion look like a fucking goofball. Well, I mean, it's Kenny Omega, so he's a goofball. So, yeah. He's a goofball. And he has a goofball manager that couldn't even fucking halfway do what Paul Heyman does, to be honest with you. He couldn't even sniff the mic that Paul Heyman talk on. Because at least Heyman can cut a promo and make his talent look serious. Don Callis makes his talent look like a fucking joke. But he's from Impact, so that's not surprising. On to the next one. The number 2 reason why Kenny Omega is the worst wrestling heavyweight champion in history is because he has no charisma. None. He is not charismatic. He is not convincing. It's just work rate, work rate, work rate. That's it. And you fans who don't understand that wrestling is bigger than just the matches. It's the character build. It's the charisma of the character. It's the promo of the character. People like The Rock don't get to Hollywood if they don't have charisma. Y'all realize that, right? I mean, even John Cena, I'm not the biggest John Cena fan, but he's more charismatic than Kenny Omega. And I mean, Wrestling is acting in like soap operas, right? It's television acting, and Kenny Omega can't fucking act. He can just wrestle. He can just wrestle. That's it. No, and even the wrestling, like the wrestling is below average to me, because I can name a few motherfuckers right now who wrestle better than Kenny Omega. Mandy Rose, Xavier Woods, Tamina, Natalia, and these are all female wrestlers, by the way, who are wrestling better than Kenny Omega currently. Sasha Banks is better than Kenny Omega, and which we all know because I posted on Twitter that Sasha Banks was better than CM Punk. Everybody fucking knows that's facts. Who else wrestled better than Kenny Omega? AJ Styles in his late 40s. Nakamura. Sami Zayn. Karrion Kross. Big E. Fuck, goofy ass Big E wrestles better than Kenny Omega. Kofi King, like, dude, we can just go on and on and on and on. Drew McIntyre, Roman, the Usos. Montez Ford, if that's his name, I think his name is Montez Ford, part of the Street Jobbers. All those guys are better than Kenny Omega. What makes him so special? Is it the finger bangs? Is it the phone sex conversation? And mind you, just to let y'all know, if you want to contact Kenny Omega for phone sex, please dial 1739-365-5536. He will give you an extra finger bang if you call between the hours of, I guess we can say the hours of 8 to 10. Extra finger bangs, Monday through Friday. But yeah, what makes Kenny Omega so special? He has no charisma, and he just works on work rate and false finishes and boring matches and dresses like a 40-year-old and doesn't have any fucking character build or any match build. His character development's been the same. He's been calling himself a fucking cleaner or a janitor for years. What is his character? What is his character? Joe Gacy got a better character than fucking Kenny Omega. At least people know what his character is. But whatever. Y'all love it. Y'all cocksuck it. I can't stand it. AEW fucking sucks. Kenny Omega sucks. The number one reason why Kenny Omega sucks, the number one reason why Kenny Omega is the worst wrestling champion in history, and he also fucking sucks, is because he wrestles sex dolls. Any wrestler that wrestles a sex doll fucking sucks. Because that is the goofiest shit in the world. And another thing is, he sticks his finger up wrestlers' asses. That shit, I don't even know what to call that shit. That's some shaky shit. And I don't know what Kenny Omega is into, but his old freaky deaky ass who like phone sex calls and I am the champion. Like that motherfucker even sound like he either a phone sex talker or a fucking motherfucker with asthma. But yeah, Kenny Omega's a weird ass fucking champion, dude. He wrestles sex dolls and he sticks his finger up wrestlers' asses. That's who y'all call y'all champion? People who scream out about 69 and men, that's who y'all champion is? I thought champions were supposed to look like tough guys. Badasses. Not ballerinas. Not burlesque dancers. Not tiptoe around the motherfucking ring like a fucking stripper on a stripper pole. That's what I thought wrestlers were supposed to look like. I thought they were supposed to have a fucking character. And I know nobody can make wrestling cool again because wrestling is fucking lame now, thanks to you AEW sexuals and SJW motherfuckers. But at least for the people who are AEW pack smokers, who smoke that CMPUNK funky monkey, who put the TK pack in the air every day, who up the score on AEW every day. At least for us, I mean, if you're going to be on TV, bro, at least have a fucking character so we don't have to bash you all the time. Like, you don't deserve to be the #1 fucking wrestler in the world, bro. You are like the number 670,000th wrestler in the world. I can't stand Becky Lynch. I can't stand that motherfucker, but she's a better wrestler than you, Kenny Omega. Sorry. Charlotte, better wrestler than you, Kenny Omega. Sorry. No, actually, no. I'm not even fucking sorry. I'm not. Like, Kenny Omega is not a good world champion. He's not a good wrestler. And his matches fucking suck. And they're boring. And they have no character build. And they have no match build. Going against Hangman Page, and they haven't brought up shit. And I guess that would probably be Tony Khan's fault, because Tony Khan can't book shit. Once again. But let's be honest. I know everybody rants and raves and dick sucks Kenny Omega about his champion reign, but he fucking sucks. And he's the worst champion in history, and there is nothing that you can tell me to change my mind. This has been Masked Up Marks. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. I am out this bitch. Fuck AEW. Keep smoking that AEW pack, motherfuckers.